welcome to another edition of your boy Deluxeman's WrestleMania Review Series. We are on number 23, WrestleMania 23. The tagline, all grown up. WrestleMania is all grown up, and throughout the show we see the wrestlers as kids. Child actors playing the wrestlers as kids, growing up to be who they are today, all big and strong and beautiful. It is what it is. It's an alright theme. I don't hate it. It was serviceable. Not as good as WrestleMania 21. That was my favorite, at least. But this one, it wasn't terrible. It was just, okay, they're all grown up now. Okay, we'll take it. This happened in 2007. WWE in 2007 sucked. In my opinion, it was just not a good year to be a WWE fan. You know what? TNA sucked too, so it was just a bad year for wrestling, period. It was not a good year to be a wrestling fan, at least for me. Just bad angles, bad storylines, not that good match quality, and a lot of the talent I was hoping would go to the top, take the helms, and be big stars. MVP, Mr. Kennedy, Shelton Benjamin, many others, Umaga, I can go on forever. They just didn't. It was the same people in the same spots for the entire year. And I'm sorry, I did not like 2007. And a lot of the time went to John Cena. And this is the year I stopped being a John Cena fan because he got way overexposed. He got corny. His matches, the match quality suffered most of the time. He still had a few good matches with Shawn Michaels and Umaga, but he was just not doing it anymore for me. He was good in 2005, 2006. Every year before 2007, he was fine. He was good. But this year, it wasn't happening for me. He just stopped being cool. He really did. Just not a good year. And like I said, with bad angles, we had McMahon's illegitimate son, who turned out to be Hornswoggle. Oh my God. Terrible. And then McMahon faked his death. His limousine exploded, and it ended because Benoit died, and they had to cut that short. But I read it was originally supposed to end with McMahon coming back and saying, haha, I fooled you. Oh my God, I just don't like 2007 at all. With that said, WrestleMania 23 was a solid show. I liked it. Despite this being a bad year, the show at least was good. For a multitude of reasons. It had its few downer points, but the show itself, if you sit through it, it had enough good stuff in it to entertain you. The show was 4 hours. The arena was Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. The attendance was 80,103. It was, up to this point, the second largest WrestleMania. And then WrestleMania 32 beats it. Making this the third largest show, I believe. Yeah, it becomes the third largest show. I haven't seen the attendance numbers for the Manias coming up, but I'm sure this is the third largest show so far. Commentary teams, we had 3 of them. For ECW, oh Jesus Christ, that's right, we had ECWWE. Look, ECW without Paul Heyman sucks, period. Any reincarnation of ECW sucks. It doesn't work at all. It's terrible. So I don't know why they brought this back. And they tried. They did everything they could to bring it back and make it just as good as it once was. And it failed. It failed. Big time. But on that show, we had Joey Styles and Tazz. On SmackDown, we had JBL and Michael Cole. Great commentary team. Loved them. On Raw, of course, we had Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. Now, I think they went to the Hall of Fame this year. I'm not too sure. They probably go in next year. But around this time, they become Hall of Famers, as they should, because they're awesome. Another person that was supposed to be a Hall of Famer was Chris Benoit. Unfortunately, we all know why that's not the case anymore. This is his final WrestleMania. He does pass away at the end of this year because of you-know-what. Ring announcer, Lillian Garcia, and Howard Finkel. Now, Tony Chimel does eventually become an announcer for the show, I think SmackDown. I don't know when he starts. Did he start this year? Did he start last year? I don't remember. But Tony Chimel does eventually come in, and he is the SmackDown ring announcer going forward. I think Howard Finkel only does WrestleMania around this time, or the pay-per-views. He only does pay-per-views, I think. And then 2009 is his last year. Interviewer, Josh Mathews and Todd Grisham. I don't know what happened to Jonathan Coachman. I think this is also his last year. He eventually does go to ESPN. A lot of people leave this year. A lot of wrestlers leave this year, man. Booker T leaves this year. Chris Benoit, this is his final year. I think Bobby Lashley, he leaves. That's another one that didn't get the opportunities that I felt he should have gotten. And again, this is just not a good year. It sucks. Interesting to know that both Ric Flair and Triple H were not on this show. Now, Triple H suffered his second quad injury and could not perform. Originally, it was supposed to be John Cena and Triple H again. Dear God, I'm so happy that didn't happen. We got Shawn Michaels and John Cena instead. And thankfully we got that match because it was clearly the better match to have and it was fresh. So I was appreciative of that. Ric Flair, however, he just didn't wrestle. Well, he wrestled on the pre-show in some random battle royal with Carlito and other people that didn't get matches on the show. I don't know. Stupid. Dumb. I didn't get why they didn't have the Nature Boy Ric Flair, of all people, on WrestleMania. He was, but he really wasn't, so. Alright, let's get to the show itself. As you can tell, 2007 just made me sick. I just didn't like it. For the second time in history, we had Aretha Franklin performing the national anthem, or America the Beautiful, to open up the show. It was great, like always. We open up with, the very first time, Money in the Bank ladder match, the third one. Jeff Hardy, King Booker, Finlay, CM Punk, Straight Edge, Mr. Kennedy! Love that guy. Matt Hardy, Randy Orton, and Edge. If you were to ask me, Deluxe Man, what is your favorite or one of your favorite matches to open up WrestleMania? I would tell you, this is one of the favorites. This was a great match. Amazing match. And it's just as awesome as I remember it. One of the best openers out of any WrestleMania. Period. At least top 3. All 8 men came out looking good. They had their moments to shine. RKO off the ladder. Jeff Hardy falling off the ladder on top of Edge on another ladder. We saw the booking off the ladder. We saw the Matt Hardy's side effect. I think that was what he did. I'm not too sure. Yeah, the side effect off the ladder. The Green Bay plunge on Hornswoggle. Many other moments. Just great moments all around. I even liked how Mr. Kennedy won. He won with CM Punk on top of the ladder. He grabs another ladder and then knocks him off the top with that ladder. And that's what Mr. Kennedy did. He wasn't known for his technical prowess or his great athleticism. He was known for using his smarts, being a smart wrestler. And I love wrestlers that take advantage of the match rules. You win by countout, DQ, love that stuff. I love wrestlers that do that. Amazing match. Mr. Kennedy becomes your new Mr. Money in the Bank. Bank. And speaking of Mr. Kennedy, they did an awesome job building him up. He had some of the best matches on SmackDown in 2006. He had a great feud with Undertaker. He had a great run. And up to this point, I was positive they were going to make him a world champion. And guess what? They were. They had every intention of making Mr. Kennedy a world champion, a main event player, all that. That illegitimate son angle, it was supposed to go to Mr. Kennedy. He was supposed to be Mr. McMahon's illegitimate son. He was going to get all of it. They were going to give him the world in 2007. But then he suffered an injury. He tore his tricep, and had to give up all of it. He had to give up the briefcase. Edge got it, and he cashed it in to beat Taker. And the freaking angle went to Hornswoggle. And it sucked. It sucked for Mr. Kennedy. I felt like, honestly, he never recovered. He never got back to what he once was. He never got back to this position after that injury. It is what it is. It's life. And I feel sorry for him, man. Now, who I don't feel sorry for is the great Khali. I hate the Great Khali. I am not the Great Khali's biggest fan. I hate looking at him. I think he's one of the worst wrestlers to enter the WWE. I'm happy he's gone now. And part of the reason why I hated 2007 was because they gave Great Khali a push. God, so bad. Just like this match. Great Khali versus Kane. Just me saying it makes me, just bad match. The only reason why this match didn't receive a worse grade than what it got was because it was only 5 minutes. It was in and out, over and done with. Never understood what WWE's obsession with the Great Khali was. I don't get it. It was stupid. Just a stupid time to be a wrestling fan. With that said, though, there were some good things, like Crime Time. Crime Time! Money, money. Yeah, yeah, that money, money. Yeah, yeah. And they had a fun comedy dance segment with Eugene. Extreme Expose. So, in ECW, we did this group of women who would come out and strip and dance. And they were Layla, Kelly, and Brooke Adams. Yep, this was the debut for Kelly. And a pack of other legends. We saw Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young, Slick, Dusty Rhodes, Jimmy Hart, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Ron Simmons coming in going, damn! So, fun segment all around. It's just, I miss Crime Time. That's someone I miss. That's some people I miss. I miss that tag team. You know who I also miss? I also miss MVP. Montel Vontavious Porter. He took on Chris Benoit for the United States Championship in a solid match. For his debut, I thought MVP showed a lot of promise against Chris Benoit. And they had some really good matches in 2007. Nice technical wrestling. Nice technical wrestling. I don't even know why I said it like that. But just good matches all around with commentary, great commentary. JBL and Michael Cole did a great job making MVP feel on the same level as Chris Benoit, which was the whole point of this entire feud. Solid match. Benoit wins. I was cool with that. I felt like maybe looking back on it, they should have given it to MVP. I mean, he eventually does win it. Judgment Day that year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Judgment Day 2007 is when he eventually wins it. In a 2 out of 3 falls match. Great match. Go out of your way to see it. But, I don't know. I just kind of feel like maybe he should have won it this year. It should be known that Chris Benoit was training MVP. It was one of those things that he felt like he should have done. And I think MVP benefited. Big time benefited from it. So, yeah, great stuff. Great stuff from both men. Now, we get to WrestleMania Street Match number 15. We got the Dead Man taking on Batista for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. By far, Batista's best match. Well, one of his best matches. I think I know what his best match is. We'll get to that in a second. But one of his best matches was this. Definitely an amazing match. To me, and this is something I feel about Batista, a lot of people don't give Batista credit for being a good worker. And he should get a lot more credit than he deserves. There was an awesome amount of power moves, power slams, plus an amazing running power slam through the announcer table. Great spot. Man, these two, for big men, these two had an amazing match. And this to me is match of the night. By far the best match on WrestleMania 23. And although we knew Taker wasn't losing because the streak, and commentary at least played it up as if Batista could actually beat Taker, because they had a lot of great near falls. But we all knew he wasn't going to lose because the streak was too important around this time. But despite that, still a great match. Still the best match on this show. And looking back on it, I was happy I was able to see it live. So great stuff all around. We got, oh God, from ECW WWE, Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and Sabu as Team ECW took on the New Breed, Elijah Burke, Matt Striker, Marcus Corvon, and Kevin Thorne with Ariel. Average. I don't remember a lot about the match, even though I saw it. I just got done watching the show, and I still don't remember much about it. It was average. Let's not talk about ECW WWE anymore. I hated that show. I hated it. It was dumb. We got the Battle of the Billionaires with special guest referee Stone Cold Steve Austin. We got Bobby Lashley with Donald Trump taking on Ooh My God with Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Alejandro Estrada. I love doing that. I love that. It was decent. It didn't live up to the hype. They gave this a lot of time. 40 minutes. It didn't deserve to be 40 minutes. It was a little long. From a wrestling standpoint, it wasn't all that great. Entertainment-wise, it was decent. That's it. I know Vince McMahon is someone that's not known for wrestling. He's more for entertainment. But even for that, even for an entertainment match, it was not that good. Nowhere near as good as his match against Hogan, against Shane, any of that. Just a very average so-so match. The best parts of the match, honestly, were Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon doing the coast-to-coast to Bobby Lashley, awesome. Matter of fact, he should have fought Bobby Lashley. That would have been a great match. But no, I like Umaga. I thought he was cool. Umaga and Bobby Lashley didn't have a great match. They were just okay. Okay. The only reason why I'm saying this was decent was because of everybody involved. Austin, McMahon, Shane. But Bobby Lashley wins, and then Vince McMahon gets his head shaved bald. Yeah, Vince McMahon, respect to him sacrificing his head to make that work. But yuck. Yuck, man. Okay, let's move on. Women's Championship. Oh, yeah. This is where it begins. Melina defeats Ashley Mazzaro in a lumberjill match in barely under 3 minutes. So, this was around the time where women weren't getting all that much respect. Their matches were very short. And this is the first of a long string of very short and aggravating matches for WrestleMania. And not just WrestleMania, period. The women weren't given a lot of time. They were treated like crap. It's very apparent that they only cared about the women around this time because of, Trish Stratus and Lita. But guess what? They left. They're not here anymore. And since they're not here anymore, guess what they're here for? Guess what the women are here for? To look good and be slutty. Sorry, that's what they were here for. It wasn't all that special. Alright, let's get to it. Let's get to this main event match. I'll tell you what. Main event match, John Cena, Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship. Great match. I might not have liked John Cena as world champion around this time, and I'll be real with you, there was a side of me that wanted Shawn Michaels to win, that was hoping he would win that belt off of John Cena and get one last run at the time. But we all knew Shawn Michaels wasn't going to win because that's not what Shawn was there for. Shawn was there to have great matches, was there to have amazing matches, and that was it. He was there to entertain us. He was not there to get any championship runs. He was not there to make any kind of big splash in terms of, what he did with DX back in the day. He was just there to have great matches, and he did. He had a great match with John Cena in the main event, and that's all I can really say about it. Nicely built match. I'm just happy we didn't get Triple H and John Cena again. I'm happy we got this match instead. John Cena wins with the SCFU, making Triple H and Shawn Michaels tap out to the SCFU back-to-back WrestleManias. It was very interesting to know that Shawn Michaels was not very happy about this match. He was actually pissed off at John Cena because he didn't sell a leg injury. John Cena was not the best seller in terms of, taking a beating and then selling it throughout the match. Yeah. I think HBK cut like a mid-match promo on him. He did. He cut a mid-match promo on John Cena because he didn't sell the injury. So, yeah. Although Shawn didn't like the match, I still thought it was great. So, solid show overall. Let's just get to the next WrestleMania. I don't like remembering 2007. Just a bad year. How do you feel about WrestleMania 23? How did you feel about 2007 overall? Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you at WrestleMania 24. This is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off. In Deluxe Man's world. Peace out.